Hi, welcome back. I have no idea what I'm doing today. Today I'm doing a different type of video. I am going to be doing a art and subject. A subject that I've been really wanting to talk about is, let me get my stuff so I can, like, I use Walmart stuff, so definitely not a Conan Gray. Definitely not a Conan Gray. So this is like kind of what I want to be doing, and instead of like art and tea, it's going to be art and today's, obviously by the title, art and losing best friends. People don't really like to talk about losing best friends, especially when it's like a very tough time and people are just like, they're barely getting over the fact that they lost their best friend. I know this because when I was going through a friendship breakup, I guess you would call it, I lost my best friend this past year. And I like Google searched for like losing best friends and like losing a close, like hardly anything popped up that really helped. I did take it out on myself a lot after losing my friend, just like blaming myself for things, and I kept thinking over like, what did I do that was so wrong? And you know, finally I talked to the person and they were like, it wasn't, like, it was me all this time. And I do take the blame for everything that I did. I did treat the person the way that they told me I treated her. I had just, it just really tore me. And it was like, it's like, so you have a best friend and you do everything together. You go to band together, you go to class. If you have the same class, you go to class with them, and you basically grow up with this person. And when you lose someone that close, it kind of just impacts you, and you just feel like such a complete failure. You just feel like such a complete failure. You just feel like such a complete loser for like not seeing like the relationship ending. And basically, I want to let y'all know that it's not your fault. It's not the other person's fault either. Yes, you can tell me like, she treated me like this and she was like this, and you know, I was always the good friend and I loved her unconditionally, and I loved him unconditionally and he never saw me, and this and this. Yeah, I can understand how you could be frustrated, but in the end, it's kind of like, I'm about to get like so biblical on you. During this time when I lost my best friend, I started going to church. Whitney came to me at like this time where I was just very depressed, I guess, in a way, but not really depressed, but I was kind of sad that I lost. So basically, she had told me that God puts people in your life for a reason, and they are either going to be a lesson or a blessing. I tell my friends now is either that person was a lesson for you to learn something or a blessing. Like, that's what you just do not need in your life, and you need to learn that you deserve better. In this case, it was my best friend was a really big lesson to me, and that's that I'm very selfish, I guess, in a way. I never pay attention to other people, and I always make it about myself. You can look back on how your friendships, like what you've learned from them. I mean, if it's taught you not to smoke cigarettes, that's a good lesson. You save your lungs. If it's taught you to love and it's taught you to like sacrifice everything for that one person, it's teaching you something. Every person that's in your life is a big blessing, and for me, she was a blessing and a lesson. I was very grateful for what God had done, and that was to bring her into my life and to learn from everything that she was, and that was that she was very selfless. She put people before herself. She loved, and she did a lot of things that I just really looked and admired. In a way, it's a big thing to learn from a friendship anyways. Friendship is a big lesson for people to learn from, and some people might not see that, and they'll see it as, as the heavens or the gods or whatever you believe in being so cruel to you, and it's not the case. It's just sometimes in order for both people to grow, you have to let them go. I know I've grown so much in these last couple of months than I have my whole entire life, and that's because of one person. I've grown in friendships that I have. Hold on, I'm putting some water. Okay, so I really overdid that. It's dripping, and it's never supposed to be dripping. I'm talking about watercoloring, guys. Your brush is never supposed to be dripping. And in this case, I'm basically playing in water. I always tell people that I love them, and that's another thing that I learned from my best friend, that you always need to tell people that you love them, because you never know when the last time you're ever going to speak to them is. Though you lose a best friend, and though you think everything in the world is just attacking you, but in all reality, it's just trying to tell you this. It's just like a sign saying that you and this one person aren't going to work out. And sometimes losing a best friend can open doors for you like it did for me. And I actually, I got out of my comfort zone in shooting people. Instead of shooting that one person, I went off and I shot people that I didn't even think would want to shoot with me, and I shot their pictures and they loved them, and I grew as a photographer and I grew as a filmmaker. I wouldn't be even making videos if it wasn't for this person, but that's because I say that and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's someone that you're truly thankful for having everything to do with your life, and in this case, I'm very thankful for that person. I understand that it's very hard for you right now that you lost your best friend, but I can assure you that it's all okay. And it's not the end of the world. I mean, there's still clouds out. In any case, you're just going to be sad for a few days or weeks. In my case, it was months. You never know how someone's going to affect you in this way. They could have been doing so much stuff that was just negatively affecting you, stressing you out, causing you to have anxiety attacks, to be this person's best friend. I know a few people that actually were best friends with that type of person that would always stress them out and have them to have anxiety attacks. And it was just, it's those kind of relationships that you kind of thank God that you got out of. And then there's the type of friendships where you're love and laugh and you're living, and something happens and you and that person grow distant, and you kind of thank God for that person in your life because you learned something from them. And in this case, mine was a really good one, and I really loved that person because she was a very big blessing. And I just want, if she even watches these videos, I doubt it, but if she ever watches, if you think I'm talking about you, I really do love you, and I truly do appreciate everything that you were in my life. And yes, I do truly miss you and our friendship, but I know that the reason we cut ourselves off from each other was because it was that end of the relationship where we just did not need to be a part of each other's lives. I know I was the one that cut it off, and I don't regret it. Both parties have to understand that. Is that when you lose someone that close, you have to understand that the reason that they cut you off or that you cut them off is because it was either toxic or there was nothing there. I have no idea if this video made any sense or if it even helped. I think that's it. I truly hope that this helps you understand kind of losing a best friend, and it's not your fault. And you have to let yourself know that it's not your fault. Things just happen, and it's not your fault that it ended, and it's not your fault that that person doesn't see it or see whatever that you have. It's not your fault that they didn't see what you saw, and it's not your fault that you didn't understand or it's not clicking with you at the moment. Like I'm gonna say, everyone is a blessing or a lesson. And the people in my life right now are truly blessings. And without them, I don't know where I would be. I just truly want to thank Jenny and Whitney and Jawan, and you want to thank everybody that's in your life right now, currently. And I mean, it's just something that you just look at and you're just like, wow. Thank you so much for being here, and I truly do love you. I truly do love my ex-best friend, and I truly do love the people that are in my life. And sometimes I joke about not having friends, and I truly do have friends, and they're amazing people. And I really do hope this video helps some people that are losing best friends, or like through high school. If you watch this video now and you're like, you do need somebody like to talk to, I am always open. My messages are open. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will show you my finished product in a second. Let me fix it. So this is what I drew in this is what I drew in 30 minutes, close to 40. And it's just that. You're welcome. I want to say thank you for watching. If you have anything you want to tell me down in the comments, please do. Please like this video if you do. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And if you just watch it and you don't like, it's okay. I do not make a profit off of these videos. I do this for fun, and I do this because I truly I like talking to the camera, and I do like to video myself talking and then watching it back in the future and being like, haha, Rosa, you was funny. See you later. Bye.